Yeah, the car just felt a bit more connected, a bit more together. Then I also feel a bit more confident, and you can attack more, and that was definitely the case. So, yeah, to be back on pole, it's been quite a long time, and yeah, definitely very happy with that.
It was a bit of a moment with George that we saw. Were you aware of him, and what are your thoughts heading into the race and the long run pace?
Yeah, I mean, we're all just lining up to start our lap, so it's what it is. I mean, nothing happened, and besides that, yeah, it's a bit unknown for me still tomorrow. I do think that we can be decent. Let's say call it decent, but in the last few races we've never been, let's say, very, very strong in the race. We've been sometimes close in qualifying. Now, of course, we're back on pole. I just hope that we can be in that fight tomorrow, at least.
P2, we saw the moment with Max on your final lap. How much did that impact you? Can you talk us through it from your perspective?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely didn't help. When you go through a gravel 2 corners prior to starting your lap. I think everybody improved on that last lap. I went 2 and a bit temps slower. So, I'm still pretty pleased with P2. It was a shame how things unfolded on that last lap. But, just taking the positives, it's been 4 qualies in a row now. We've been on the front row. Yeah, I'm just feeling really, really great in the car.
We weren't quick enough today, and I had to push too much to get something out of the car, which we didn't have. So just pushing the limits, nothing more. Didn't cost me anything after. I still feel like I got everything out of the car today, so I'm happy. I feel like I couldn't have done a much better lap. Just the car was not quick enough comparing to the other 2.
Yeah, honestly, I was happy with my qualifying. I think Q3 went well. There wasn't really much left in it at all. Certainly not enough to get to pole or even second. So I'm happy with the job that I did personally. Just not quite enough pace in the car.
Both of my laps were really, really good. And there wasn't much more between them in any of the corners. I was just doing the same lap time, and that was the maximum the car could do today. So P5 is, not great. But at the same time, we've got the McLaren right in front, so it could have been worse. But we'll need a good start, a good first few laps in order to try and pass one of them, and then put the pressure on the other.
My car was feeling good. We made some good changes going into qualifying, and the car felt really good. Just not fast.
Yeah, honestly, even though we did quite a few changes to the car, to the tires, to the preparation and everything, we just seemed to hit a bit of a hard limit today with the lap time that we could achieve with the Ferrari. 20.8 of Charles, I did a 21.0. I missed a bit of a toe in my last lap, which could have given me a 10th or 2, but in general, just shows that what our predictions were coming into this track are kind of confirming themselves.
Yeah, it was stressful, I think, for everybody, but yeah, track limits in Q2, so only one attempt at the end to go through, and then Q limits again in Q3, so one attempt at the end. So all in all, we produced a lap when needed at the end, but I think the car was better now. We made some setup changes since the race this afternoon, and I think the car was better. Obviously, it's the first time we tried the red tire, the soft tire, because yesterday we were eliminated in SQ2, so we only tried the yellow. So maybe the car is better on the soft tire, the soft compound, but we will see everything tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that was a good step considering where we've been with the disconnected balance we've been having with the car. There is still some work to do and to be done to be able to bring it all a little bit more together.
And what about the race tomorrow? What do you think might be possible with your long run
Well,
pace?
I think we should be able to be competitive, have some good pace, and hopefully we will be in the mix. Hopefully early on we will be able to go with the leaders.
It was good to get to Q3. A little bit annoyed with the mistake. I dropped it in turn 10, and that was it. So there's probably one more position in it, but still pretty happy with the starting position. It's a long race tomorrow, so hopefully we can have the pace again, like we did in the sprint, and score some points. Important thing is we finish ahead of Alpine and RB, so that's the main target to do that. Gasly is right behind me, so starting on the clean side of the grid as well, so it's going to be a tight battle there. So yeah, pretty happy.
Well, I think we did a good quali all the way until the last set in Q2. We were trying to play a bit with tire prep and a few things on that side throughout the whole quali, and we tried something on the last set, which unfortunately was pretty bad. So in the end, the fastest lap was only on the first set in Q2, and obviously missing by, I think it was 11 thousandths or something like that. It's I definitely feel we had the pace to be in that Q3, so a bit disappointed, but we score points tomorrow. Seeing K-Mag in 10s makes the day or the qualifying slightly less painful because we're close to him, and hopefully going to take the fight straight away from the start. And we know they are our targets, so I'm confident tomorrow we'll be in the mix the same as we were today, and hopefully we can get a few points.
Yeah, car felt good. Since we introduced this new package in Vegas, I feel really good with the car, and then we've been very close both qualies, into, let's say, top 10. Yesterday was a shame. Like I said, our lap was disaster, but it's good to see everything working, but unfortunately a little bit late than I hoped, and I can be there once everything is there, and I just feel very comfortable out there today, and you can see on the results, so happy for the team, and of course let's focus on tomorrow, try to do something good for the race.
Yeah, I think as a team we definitely take this result after a very long and tough season, and now we see that we have made some progress, and Joe had a great form. I struggled a bit more today versus yesterday, but nevertheless we are still in a fighting position for points.
Yeah, to be honest, Carfield's probably, in terms of performance, probably slightly worse than yesterday. I think, to be honest, yesterday was just, we didn't just maximize it. Pretty messy session, and for the yesterday, and today was pretty clean session, and still, I feel like I gave it all with the lap, but I just didn't feel enough pace in the car, and just P40 was pretty maximum. So, yeah. Some teams stepped up quite massively, and some team had a bit of up and down. So, and to be honest, it was pretty tough.
Yeah, a few changes. I think the car was better for sure, more competitive. Big snap into turn one, my Q2 attempt. So lost I think half a second there, and that was kind of the end of my chance for Q3. So messy Q2, not where we want to be starting, but we'll see what we can do tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean we just weren't quick enough. I think we got caught out a little bit. I think with wind at the end of the lap, so we just had a bit of a gust and lost a tenth in the last corner. Maybe could have done it a bit better as well myself, but yeah, I mean honestly we haven't been that quick. I think of it, and as well, everyone's been bringing up grades quite recently, so. The Alpines, the Saubers, they're now quick, so we've just fallen behind, unfortunately. I think we made some great steps with the car between this afternoon and this evening. Just not enough.
What's your feeling for the race? Longer run pace?
Let's see.
I mean, it's really small, obviously. When the margins are hundredths of a second like they are, it's a little bit frustrating. I think it's multiple things. Everyone backed up before the last corner, and so we sat rolling at idle for 10 to 20 odd seconds there, and then obviously turn 1 and turn 2 the tyres out there. So I couldn't even improve the lap that I did at the start of Q1, which is obviously what's put us out of position. So it's a shame.
What sort of car do you think you've got underneath you for the race tomorrow? Do you think you can salvage anything from it?
It's going to be tough. From where we're starting, it's going to be very tough. Obviously, we'll work as hard as we can to try and do that, but right now, it's judging from today's race, it's going to be difficult.
Nico, sorry to see you here at this point. We heard the message from your engineer at the end of the session. Something went wrong. Was that with the car, the run plan? What happened out there?
No, it was more like a technical thing regarding the battery, the energy, and the energy management around the lab. We had some sort of deployment issue. Didn't have the full energy somehow deploying on the pushing laps, which is very costly and penalizing around here, and that's why we're out.
To be honest, the car didn't really feel great. It was not. I think in the sprint race it did feel much better, the car, and now of course it was the first time in a performance run with low fuel trying this setup. So it didn't feel great today, to be honest. I had a lot of lot of chattering. First run on the front, second run on the rear entries. The rear tire was like gaining and losing grip and gaining and losing, and I couldn't really rotate the car properly. I didn't have the stability, and then mid corner was all standard steer, so it felt very strange, and it's just not very comfortable to drive today. So yeah, it was a pity because I think the gaps were very tight and we could have gone through. But I think this weekend we've been struggling a bit. I think we looked stronger on the race. Race pace was better, so we need to try and focus on that tomorrow.
Unfortunately, the lap was clean, and there was not much left on the table really. It was clean, it was optimized. I tried to push the limits where I had to push the limits, and yeah, it's one of those laps where usually it's enough to get through Q1, and I've driven a lot here and I've been in good positions before, but today as soon as we cross the line, and this weekend in general, as soon as we cross the line, the lap time's not there. So yeah, as I said, I can only do what I can with what I have in hands, and this session was one of those.